Hello everyone, welcome back to another new series. This is the Ocean Tiles or the Underwater Tile Series. Yes, I have already posted a teaser on my Facebook page and Instagram wherein I posted this tile. So during this series we are going to draw tiles which look like underwater scenes or scenes from the ocean. Yes, so for that thing, all throughout this series I'm going to be working on a Zendala tile, and we will use all the usual supplies. Just the two extra things that I'm going to use are two brush pens, which is one is darker blue and one is a lighter blue, to create this colored background. Yes, rest of the tools remain the same, whether it is the Micron black or the Gelly-Rolls or the charcoal pencil, the graphite pencil, everything else remains the same. Yes, so let's create that kind of a background first. Yes, I'm going to use my brush pen and add some bit of dark blue and light blue on my tile. Yes, brush pens, as you must be aware, are watercolor brush pens. These are watercolor brush pens, so they are watercolor pigments, water soluble, so you can very easily blend it with water. Yes, so I'm adding two shades. If you want to use your color panel, please go ahead and do that. You can very well give a watercolor wash to your tile. Yes, this is the easiest way to go about doing it. So you can either use your water brush or just use a normal brush and then just blend. Yes, so I'm just going to add water and blend the two colors together and cover my entire tile. Yes, so it's pretty simple when you're working with brush pens. So the bottom is a little darker, and then you just have to cover the rest of the tile, carry the color to the rest of the tile, and that's all I'm going to do. Yes, simple. Let it dry for a few minutes before we start to tangle. Yes, so just make sure that the paper you are using is thick enough. Yes, 300 GSM and above watercolor paper. So we are going to be doing 6 more sessions like this. So I've already prepared my tiles and given them a colored wash. Yes, so these are my tiles which are already ready, and I've shown you what exactly have I done. Yes, it's a thick paper. Still you can see after adding water it is folding. So give it a few minutes to dry. So once your paper has dried up, the first thing that we are going to do is create a background. Yes, you can either use your jelly roll, Sakura jelly roll, or I have the Uniball one also. So I'm going to first draw the background. Yes, so with my white jelly roll, I'm going to draw this kind of a grid. So it's a wavy grid, something like this, and I'm going to cover my entire tile with this grid before I go ahead and draw something inside. It would be mostly line work. Yes, we just want to show sea waves using our Zentangle patterns or tangles. Yes, so I'm going to draw this beautiful grid. Go ahead, slowly zigzag curvy lines, waves. So in this teaser tile that I have already posted, the background is a tangle called Sea Waves. Yes, we are going to create a similar kind of a tangle, but this tangle is called GROOVY. Yes, because it will have line work, and as I mentioned earlier, also try using tangles which have more of line work. Yes, so it will have lines, but the lines will keep changing directions. Yes, a little different from the tangle sea waves. So one set of lines goes like this, and the other set of lines change directions. I have to keep changing the direction of the lines. Basically, the other set come perpendicular on the previous one. Yes, again I will start like this. Simple tangle to draw. Just keep changing the direction of the line. Just something similar to what you do for shattuck. Yes, so here the lines are coming in this way. So I'm going to change the direction of the line like this. Yes, go slow, take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Again, the lines are going like this. So I will change the direction. Up strokes. So adjoining sections will have lines perpendicular to each other. That's the only trick. The tangle is called groovy. Yes, I'm giving a slight curve to the lines going with the flow. Yeah, so taking a little help from this curve and then drawing the line, so it helps me give a nice curve to the line. Yes, that's what I am doing here. So do that exercise throughout. I will draw at my own pace. Prepare your base, and then we shall tangle over it. Yeah. Take your time. Slowly. Just make sure you keep changing the direction of the lines. No two adjoining sections will have lines in the same direction. Yeah. So I'm almost finishing drawing my beautiful background here. As I mentioned, you just have to keep changing the direction of the lines in every section. Give a slight curve to the lines to give it a wavy look. So choice of tangles as far as this series is concerned is important. Yes, we will try choose tangles which somewhat help us create the underwater scene. Yes, although Zentangle, you can choose any tangle of your choice. But since it is a theme based style, we will try choose tangles a little more wisely. Yes, so take your time. Draw the beautiful background first, which gives an effect of flowing water, waves. Yes. So we are done with creating our background. Yes, isn't it already looking beautiful? Yes. So give it 2 minutes. Gellyroll takes a few seconds to dry up, and then we tangle with our PN or O8. Use a thicker nib, preferably thicker than the O1. Yes. So I'm now going to start with the tangle got DIVADANCE rock and roll. Yes. So I'm going to place 1 or 2 DIVADANCE here. So I'm trying to start from the darker side. Yes. So starting with a spiral, I'm using a bolder nib because we already have Gellyroll on the tile, and the O1 can kind of misbehave when you already have a Gellyroll background. So I'm starting the Tangle DIVADANCE rock and roll, which has these close auras going in a spiral with some humps or bumps, whatever you want to call it, or extra inked sections in between. Keep adding close aura, and keep adding these extra inked sections as you add the aura. So when you see the background peeping through your tangles, it's beautiful. Yes, it looks beautiful. And if you don't like it this way, then you can first tangle at the bottom and then add your background. Yes, even that is possible. I tried both the things. I somehow liked the background tangle peeping through, so I decided I will do it this way. I'm using a boulder nib. You can use a pen. Since you're already drawing on a drawn tile, you're drawing on a tile which has a jelly roll background, so use a thicker nib preferably. Yes, so that's one diva dance. Probably we will add one or two more. Make sure your auras are close enough. That's what gives diva dance its beautiful intricate look. Yes, that's one. Let's add one more. So I'm going to start close and then draw behind. Go back and keep inking these humps that we go on and add as we draw the auras. So I'm coming back and adding the hump. You can also create the hump and then go back and add ink. Both ways it is fine. Yeah. So what I'm saying is you can also do it like this. Yes, create a hump as you draw and then go back and add ink there. Yes, so that's entirely your choice. How do you want to go about doing it? The humps can be of any size, big, small. You can see I've added bigger humps here. So no hard and fast rules there how to add the extra ink. You can follow your own process. Yeah, so I'm going to add some more auras with some more humps. Take your time, go slow, don't haste up. Yes, make sure all the humps are inside an aura. So wherever you want to, I'm just going to add one or two more layers, trying to touch the bottom of the tile. Yeah. That's it. Maybe one more. You can just add plain aura. Just make sure that the aura is close. Small tiny spaces, feel free to add some nice tipples like this. Yes, so that's one tangle that we added. Let's move on to the next. So I'm going to now add some bit of bunzo. Again, a tangle which will have some bold inking. Now bunzo is a tangle you can really play around with. Draw it the way you wish, maneuver it wherever you want to take it, take it. Yes, So it's real fun to draw. So now I'm going to bring it down again. So these are some really big ones. So I'm drawing it the way I wish to. Have fun with this tangle. It's a really versatile tangle and real fun to draw. Yeah, so let's now ink with a highlight. Take your time, make sure you ink the sections nicely. Inking is an integral part of this tangle. You will not get that look unless you ink it nicely. Of course, you have the choice to add something else inside these bands, but I like the drama that this tangle adds to my tile, to any tile, and hence I'm going to go ahead and ink all of these. Yes, so I'm done drawing my bunzo. Now starting another tangle which is called spangle, which has these beautiful big rice shapes. Looks something like fish, but not exactly. So I'll add a dot. And then I will fill up some other tangles inside. Yes, you can also leave it empty if you want, but I'm going to do some simple tangles, something like probably shattuck. Simple line work. Yes, so we already have a lot of inking here, so I don't think we need to do that. So I'm going to do the same thing for all of these. This tangle is generally drawn in a bunch. Yes, whole lot of them together and generally look like fishes. Another tangle. Here I've used Indirella. Yes. Slowly take your time. I'm adding a simple tangle called shattuck inside each of them. So this is my choice of tangles, but you are free to use any tangle of your choice. Just one thing that I mentioned, since we are trying to create an underwater theme, so probably keeping that in mind and choosing your tangles would be great. Yes, so I'm not going to add anything else except a few tipples here and there, which help me create a very organic look. Yes, small ones, big ones, like these. Wherever you have spaces, it's a good filler. Feel free to add some nice tipples. I've switched to my Micron PN, and here I'm going to draw a small POUYANG. Yes, so POUYANG is something which has a gorgeous over and under, which means a gorgeous stuck in a pepper. Yes, so I have first started with a gorgeous. Gorgeous is a tangle which looks like a gourd or an onion, so the shape is important. Yes, so what we do here is a thick aura and a thin aura. And then I'm going to probably start use a pencil reference, yes, for drawing my tangle pepper. Yes, so I'm going to start with these bands all around my gorgeous, like these. Yes, probably you can ink it, that's fine, but I'm adding a very fine line. Yes, and then go around and create a pepper on which my gorgeous is sitting, or probably a festoon. Pepper, festoon, all these tangles are very close to each other. You can call them overlapping tangles. That's it. And then some part kind of bulging out because it is stuck in between. Yes, so thick aura to be inked, then comes the thinner aura. Again the thick aura to be inked. Yes, the thinner aura. You can make it like this. Then the thick aura again to be inked. Then the thinner aura and the thick aura again to be inked. Yes, so that's all you require to draw this nice and beautiful POUYANG. Doesn't it look beautiful? Yes. Some bubbles. So what I'm doing here is one orb, another orb, one more orb, and some weight on one side of the orb. Yes. And if you still think you want to add something, then it's always a good idea to add some nice and very fragile FESCUs. Yes, they look nice everywhere. You really don't have to think where to add it. You can just add it anywhere. So it's just a beautiful tangle, very delicate and fragile, and adds to the look of your tile always. That's it. Let's stop here. Yes, let's first shade our tile. If you want, you can add some hidden bubbles here. Let's not fill up the entire tile. We want the background also to show. Yes, we want the background also to show. Now let's get to shading. So I'm going to shade the way you usually do. So as far as these are concerned, I'm going to add graphite on one side. Now it would be a good idea to keep your brush pen handy in case you feel that your graphite is not prominent enough. You can always go ahead and add your brush pen. Since this is the third layer, yes, there are already 2 layers on the tile. So try using the darker pencil. Zentangle has already introduced that pencil. Yes, so use a blending stub, and I'm trying to darken one side of my rock and rolls, but if you think it's not sufficient, please feel free and add some nice and dark gray. Yes, this is watercolor, gray watercolor brush. And then the same thing here, I'm going to add at the ends. So the pencil is showing, but it is not showing much. Yes, it is kind of difficult So let's use our brush pen and add some shade here at the ends. Probably you can use your water brush a little, not much, just blurring it a little. Yes, and the same thing on the other side. And then just use your water brush to blur the gray. Yes, as far as the spangle is concerned, again I'm going to add something like we do for Cinderella. I'm going to add shadow at the bottom. Yes, again blur it a little, not much. Yes, like this. And then going to our POUYANG, add some here, a little touch here. Yes, again blur it a little, spread it without spreading too much, like this, and some touches here. Yes, done with that. Now let us use our Gellyroll again. So I'm going to add a thin highlight, a line running through, something like this. Even broken line works. Yes, the other side of my, I'm going to use chalk here. Yes, the other side of my DIVADANCE rock and roll, I'm going to highlight it. I'm also going to redo the highlight on my BUNZO. Something like this. Yes, you can also highlight the other half, something like this, just touches on the spangle, something like this. Yeah, make sure you even out the chalk. Yes, you can add a highlight here on your POUYANG. You can also highlight these spaces, soften it. Yes, you can also use your Gellyroll to add some very fine dots on the highlight. Not too much, but yes, it helps you emphasize what you have highlighted. Small touches on the orbs with your Gellyroll will help you make them pop up. So basically, as soon as the color of your tile changes, your white chalk and the Gellyroll comes to your rescue. Make good use of them to highlight your tile. Yes, that's it. I don't think we need to do anything else. Small little embellishments, again your choice if you want to, but these are optional. You may or may not do it. As I already mentioned, when the surface is other than white, just make use of your Gellyroll and the white chalk to create magic. That's it. I don't think we need to do anything else to this tile. Yes, let's keep it simple. Yeah. So I'm going to close my tile here. Put in your chop somewhere sitting cozily. Always sign and date your tile. Yes. I'm going to write my name. Yes. Yeah, today is the 4th of July. Yes. So I shall see you again with some more sessions, interesting sessions on the ocean tiles. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.